Oh, yeah, let's take a look at this goofball again. From Thomas Sowell quotes, Mamdani says he supports abolishing private property. So, before we listen to him talk here, let's go back through some of his greatest hits. He wrote on an application form for Columbia University, and I'm guessing others as well, that he was black. So, clearly not black. Could much easier pass for Italian than black. But he didn't do that for some reason. You'd think he would have tried to cash in on all that precious, precious white privilege, right? And if white privilege existed, I'm sure he would have, but it doesn't. So he pretended to be black. How about this one? Here, this is maybe his greatest hit of all. The end goal is seizing the means of production. Let's hear it from him. I believe it's somewhere around here. Well, actually, the whole thing is worth it because it's all just commie talk. So let's go to the beginning here.
What the purpose is about this entire project, it's not simply to raise class consciousness, but to win socialism.
So class consciousness, socialism.
We are unapologetic about our socialism. There are also other issues that we firmly believe in, whether it's BDS, right, or whether it's the end goal of seizing the means of production.
And he's got the biggest smile there when he says seizing the means of production, right? Socialist, electing more socialists. You know, the Soviets called themselves socialists, right? He's not a communist, he's a socialist. Well, I don't know. Are there any communists who don't want to seize the means of production? It's kind of like a central part of the whole commie thing, right? What else did he want to do? Oh, yeah, he thinks that he wants to have police removed specifically from high crime areas so that he can send social workers in. And I've said this before, not everybody might like it, but I've already said many times before that I think there's frankly too many social workers, so we could use less of them. So I'm all for it. Okay, it just never ends with this guy is the thing. It never ends. I mean, Mamdani identified as Asian and African American on college application, New York Times. He's a lovely guy. Oh, yeah. Mamdani's former intern called activism jihad and confronted police officers as pigs. Yeah, the leftists tell us that jihad, that just means inner struggle. I'm not sure. It often seems to, well, maybe it starts out as an inner struggle and then literally explodes outwards, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, the company you keep, right? What's he saying here?
If there was any system that could guarantee each person housing, whether you call it the abolition of private property or you call it, just a statewide housing guarantee.
Abolishing private property. So he's a commie. He's an outright communist. And New York has lost its mind. When he becomes the mayor of New York, is that just it? I mean, that would have to signal then the end of New York being a center of finance in the world, right? It will start to just disintegrate from there because he will wreck it. Like anybody who's got anything or any kind of common sense or any savings in the bank even will just flee before he can get his hands on it. And everybody that wants a free lunch will just flood there and it will just become a giant slum. It will become like a communist country. It'll be a little communist city-state within the United States. And the only sensible thing to do is just, refuse to bail it out if you're the federal government. Because what's the point? It will never be enough. Kevin O'Leary is posted by Defiant Elves. Let's hear what he thinks of this guy.
Now, what he's been doing, running around the streets of New York saying, free taxis, free subway, free buses for you, free everything. And of course, if you don't understand what that means long term, you might vote for him. They certainly are proposing that. And so this is a classic case of reading Atlas Shrugged. I got my kids reading it, and they're freaking out reading that thing because that's exactly what it's proposing. You can't do this in an environment where there's competition of other states. The money just leaves. The tax base leaves. The capital leaves. The developer leaves. The risk capital leaves. And you're left with a collapsing environment. New York City is it's a horrible message for the American dream. This guy is turning New York into the American nightmare. The money comes in, it flies right over New York City, and it lands somewhere else.
I mean, he's not mayor yet, but he's a Democrat, New York, do the math. He's probably the most dangerous politician in the United States in terms of human well-being, like damaging human well-being, right? With a bunch of sweet little lies, the same old tired lies that have been told for 100 years. You've got a century to judge it on, right? Like, history is not confused as to the merits of communism. History has made its verdict. It's clear. You can't ignore it. If you actually have eyes to see, you can't ignore it. There's no confusion. It's not my opinion or versus somebody else's opinion. No, it's just fact. It's right there. It's in the history books. You can just take a look. You can just look at North Korea or Venezuela or Cuba right now. Right now. History is not confused about this. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. Please like, share, and subscribe. Subscribing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.